now.
All right, we are back with one of our bigger red wines on the By the Bottle list. A lot of you have probably seen this, but not super familiar with this. This is going to be the Marinus Meritage, and it is pronounced Meritage. A lot of people will say Meritage, but just for your knowledge, it comes from the words merit and heritage. It was originally created for California winemakers that were trying to do Bordeaux-style wines. So these, whenever you see a Meritage, it's going to be just like a Bordeaux out of France. It's going to have the same kind of grapes. This one's got all of them in there: Merlot, Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, Petit Syrah, and for something else I'm forgetting. But just important for you to know that when you're selling this to people, you know, Meritage is how you're going to pronounce it, and you're going to be looking at like a California-style Bordeaux blend, which means you're going to get a lot of those kind of notes and flavors that you would drink in any red Bordeaux, which means a little bit more fruit-driven while still being dry and earthy, but not overly tannic like a big, heavy Cabernet. A little bit more of like a sipping style wine, but this guy will probably be a little bit more fruit-forward than if somebody's getting something directly from Bordeaux. Grant knows a lot about the Carmel Valley, so I think he can tell you a little bit more about the fun facts with this guy.
Yeah, Bernardus has a very special place in my heart. I spent a lot of time in the Carmel Valley and Carmel area. Marc Bouzon is the master sommelier that handles all the wine for Bernardus, and he is a dear friend and just a great resource. When I started in the wine program, he was my go-to. It was a no-brainer. But I digress, and I'll talk about Carmel Valley itself. Carmel Valley, where these grapes are grown, is again very warm in the summertime. Carmel gets socked in fog, and then once you get to about 3 miles into Carmel Valley, the fog bank stops, and then it's just sunlight. And then these grapes are really stressed. But what happens is at night, it's very cool, even in the summertime. So you will get over 100 degrees, but then you will definitely drop down into the high 50s, low 60s in the summertime at night. And so it really balances out these grapes really well. It's a really cool region. It's great for Chardonnay. It's great for Pinot on the coastal side. But once you get into the Carmel Valley and the Salinas Valley, you're really doing some heavy hitters with some big red wines. The Cab Franc to me on this really stands out. This here is a wine drinker's wine. The Marinus, really anything from Bernardus, is a very well done in production. This is a wine that wine drinkers will know, and the name will sell it, but knowing about the differences in the cabs on the list. Again, this is the Meritage blend, so you know it's really important to understand that this wine dances on its own. It's completely awesome, and I bet that every table that gets this wine will really thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, I would just say if you're trying to sell this to a table in a sea of different Cabernets, red wines that people might go for, really emphasize that kind of Bordeaux blend. Give it, you know, if somebody's not familiar with Bernardus, you know, tell them if they want to try something that's going to be more balanced, kind of a little more unique flavors, and something kind of outside of the norm that they're still going to love to drink all by itself or paired up with something, you know, like our filet, or possibly even something like the Chilean sea bass, depending on where their tastes go. I think they'd really enjoy this wine. Probably your best way to get that into somebody's hands.